And this what the hell happened? Okay, I am live.
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go live and what the hell happened? What?
Yeah.
You forgot how to do it. It's just a little.
No, it's just messed up. Something my ex account. Anyway, y'all heard all that already, so whatever. Welcome to another edition of Untitled. I'm your host, R. Jones. And joining me is my regular fellas. You know what I'm saying? We got my man David. David is from Hollis, Queens. I shouldn't have gave that out, but I just did. Dave, how you doing?
I don't think anybody's looking for me.
You never know. So therefore, I shouldn't have did that. So my bad on that. And also joining us is the Bowler Supreme, Sir Reginald. Listen, are you back in New York officially, by the way?
Yes, I am officially in New York City.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Because I was like,
I just came from practicing.
He's back to work, right?
Yeah, I went back to work yesterday.
yo, how do you wait a minute? Wait. Just get back to work after just taking a vacation. I don't understand that. I need a buffer zone. I need a buffer zone. I need to have listen, the vacation's over.
You want to know? You want to know what my buffer zone was?
What's that?
My buffer zone was driving from Florida to New York. That was my buffer zone.
Wait. You had to drive, Reg?
Huh?
Reg, you had to drive?
Yes. No. Delta was acting up, man.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh hell no.
My flight got canceled Friday, and my flight got canceled Monday.
Nah, I didn't realize that. I thought you were able to get a flight. That's crazy.
That's crazy. That is insane. Nah, no way. Somebody gonna give my money back.
Oh.
Okay.
Somebody
gonna give my money back. There's no way. After I fly and pay for a round trip ticket.
Oh, that's
nah, somebody give me some money. Did you get a refund? Tell me you got a refund. Tell me you got a refund.
We got an e-ticket, allegedly.
Wait. Okay, you got an e-ticket. I know I should be talking about sports or whatnot, but this is quite fascinating to me.
No,
you got an alleged e-ticket.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
So what it is for a future flight, whatever, you get a credit for it. It's actually an e-credit. That's what they call it.
You know what it is, though? It's because it technically wasn't Delta's fault. It was American. So I guess that's why.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's really what it was. So
right.
Even though they are looking at Delta because the other airlines were able to get back online quicker.
Right.
Delta is the one that had all the problems.
Okay. But I'm glad that you're back in New York, and believe it or not, I'm glad that you're working, even though you should be retired by now, but you're still working. But I get it. It's all good.
That's right. Keep putting it out in the atmosphere, dog. Keep putting it out there. Maybe it'll resonate with me, and I'll be like, you know what?
You already know the deal. Yeah, I am right. Exactly. Listen, let's get into this. I'm just gonna announce this. I just gotta go to the kitchen for 1 second. Hey man, listen, I'm kind of cooking close to the show.
On in the kitchen, man?
Yeah, just a little bit of cooking. My bad, but it's all good. So the New York Mets,
good time, beans don't fry in the kitchen. What's going on?
It's a whole cluster. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we're going to talk about tonight. One of the topics, should I say, the New York Mets sweeping the Subway Series / thus highlighting the New York Yankees' current struggles.
There you go.
I was going to actually throw my Met hat on, but I thought that hater Craig was going to be on. Say, what's with you switching the hat and nonsense? I don't want to hear that nonsense. So I kept it.
Somebody's going to make me throw up with their outfit tonight.
You got a Met hat from 1962.
This guy.
Oh man.
So I'm gonna let the resident Met fan get us started if he doesn't mind.
Yeah, well, I don't mind. Listen.
Okay.
Of course, he doesn't mind.
Well, no. But you notice now. I chill. I was very chill in the group. Because you know what it is. It's Mets caught the Yankees at a good time. Yankees are struggling, and the Mets have been pretty hot of late. And so I don't put a whole lot of stock in it. First of all, I'm not. I don't really enjoy the Subway Series anyway.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, to me, if you don't remember back in the days, before Interleague, they used to play the Mayor's Trophy game. So
Right.
Yes, sir.
only time that the Mets would play the Yankees was either in Florida in spring training or the Mayor's Trophy game. And, that was the big thing.
That was it.
But Interleague was exciting in the beginning, but I've been to a few, both at the old Yankee Stadium, Shea Stadium, and Citi Field. And I'm going to tell you, I don't really enjoy it. It's pretty nerve-wracking to me. It's almost like it's playoff atmosphere, but it's not like there's a whole lot at stake like the playoffs where there's a championship at stake. So it causes a lot of anxiety for me. I think as I get older, I tend to get more anxious about some things. So I have to slow it down.
Yeah.
And the past couple of years, I've kind of slowed it down a lot with my fandom, only because it gets me too riled up, and then you pop pills and stuff like that. and I don't really enjoy that part of it. So the wins were nice.
Yeah.
It was nice on my side to actually close it out with a sweep. After they won Tuesday, we'd already then taken the series, even if they had lost last night. But it's nice. But in October, let's see October, because the way it works for Mets fans is we'll win 4 games in in June and July, and then in October the Yankees will advance to the playoffs, and we'll be sitting there. Well, our World Series was in July.
Right.
So I don't really get all hung up on that, and also I'm not hating on the Yankees. I haven't really watched them that much, but I can see that they're going through some stuff.
Yeah, well said.
So I don't celebrate it so much to put it in anybody's face, because I'm not interested in doing that. But as a Met fan, it's nice to have something to cheer about.
I'll just say this real quick, David. One thing that you could take, not just from the Subway Series, but the way they've played since, I believe, June 15th.
Yeah,
they have the best record since June 15th in Major League Baseball.
They do.
That can carry over. So, like you had talked about, you talked about how the Met fans would be up and chest be puffed out in July after about 4 or 5 wins, and then, like you said, come September, October, it's a different story. Right. Perhaps this play recently can carry over to the end, because we know that baseball is not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Right. Well, I want to say this before my brother Reg comes on. I said this a few weeks back, maybe a month or so back, that the Alvarez issue. When Alvarez got hurt, the Mets struggled, and since he's been back, I think last night they put up a graphic. I think they were 17 games over 500 with Alvarez playing. So he hits, but that aside, he really knows how to. He understands that pitching staff. I think they feel very comfortable with Alvarez behind the plate. And, they've been getting some stuff from Torrance, too. I'm not taking anything away from that, but there's a factor that comes with Alvarez being in there that I mentioned a few shows back, that I felt that when he returned, a switch sort of went on. And so I think there's something to be said, while on the other side, they are dealing with their injuries, which they seem to deal with a lot, in the past couple of years or so. And you see how taking a guy out of the lineup and changing those rotations can impact negatively. So I think that's what's happened with the Mets, is that getting Alvarez back. Marte, we still don't know what's going to happen with him. I'd love to see his back in there, but I think Alvarez is one of the keys.
Yeah, well said. Reg, big dog, you got any thoughts? I know you don't watch the Mets like that, but what on the other side? What tell us about the misfortune of the Bronx Bombers at this point right now?
Well, let's get back to the Mets first.
Oh, okay. It's a shocker.
Let's get back to the Mets.
Remember, you got till Saturday.
No, did I say Saturday?
Well, you
Well,
said
I ain't gonna say that. I won't say
the
anything.
week.
I won't say anything bad about the Mets. But what I will say is, how many times did they play the Braves this season?
Actually, you
I
know,
don't think it's been a lot. I don't think so.
did they play them down in Atlanta already? I think they might have played them in Atlanta, so they're playing them now.
Mhm.
They're up. They're up. Mets are up 2-1 as we speak. But you know, Atlanta's hurt too. I mean, they're
Yes,
Acuna.
their top player.
Yeah. So you know that's another thing. But they're not that far behind them. But I think it's because of
Right.
injuries with Atlanta too.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, you know, let's talk after the Atlanta series.
My God,
This
so
should be over by what? Should be over by Sunday, right?
So we
It's a 4-game set.
So we're just going to say that forget what the Mets did to the Yankees.
That's right. I mean, it's the Yankees. Okay, let's be honest. It's the Yankees. It's the Yankees MO. Exactly.
Whoa.
Well,
now see,
we know
that's
we know Atlanta is their daddy, so we already know that.
Right now, honestly, Dave, and I hate to say it, Reg, but right now you're kind of sounding right on the fringe of being butthurt.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just telling you how it sounds. I'm just telling you how it sounds. You might want to straighten that up a little bit.
Okay. So now I'm gonna say this.
Careful now.
The 7th series, the Yankees sucked.
Yes, they did.
Put it out. They sucked.
Yeah.
There's no defending what they were doing, especially last night. There's no defending what they was doing. They sucked.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave that there as a Yankee fan.
Okay. I am one as well.
Again, they suck.
Reg knows trash when he sees it.
There you go. There it is. There's a lot of trash in
Right. Oh man, come on, son. Nah. And to be honest, it hasn't been just since this Subway series. Come on now. I'm a fan. I can keep it real. I'm not gonna lie.
Have sucked.
Yeah, like what are they 9-19 in the last 28 games or something like that? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Think our brother Carl spoke on it. Hey, the hitting caught up to the pitching now. You understand what I'm saying? The hitting caught up to the pitching. That's all that is.
Again, to go back to my comment,
the Yankees better be glad they had the start that they had because
exactly. To go back to my original comment, like I said, it's a sprint. I mean, it's not a sprint; it's a marathon. You're gonna have those down times and whatnot.
And I'm gonna go on record again, Dave. The Mets are actually playing meaningful games in July. I can't believe it.
Oh, wow! See, there's a shot.
Wow.
He had to throw in the gut shot.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the way they're playing, the Yankees played their meaningful games in April.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because right now, they suck.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this: the trade deadline is not too far away, and whatnot. Obviously, here's where, Cashman, he's got to get it done. Bottom line, he's got to get it. It could be one move, it could be a few moves, little tinkering here and there, but he cannot afford to stand pat like he did last year.
What about
who's this?
Cashman.
Brian Cashman.
What about Boone? Is he safe?
I would listen, not for nothing personally, I like Aaron Boone. I think people tend to just get on him just a bit more than they should. But in this particular case, honestly, I could see him being on the hot seat. He could be in trouble. Reg, I'm just saying, he can be in trouble, dude, because listen to me. We have talked about this guy's job security for a few. Yeah. I'm not sure how long he's been manager. It could be 4 or 5 years, but it seems like more than half the time they're talking about this guy's security. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So how much of that do you think is New York, though? I mean,
it's more New York than it is anything else. Because what was the Yankees' record last year? I'll wait.
It wasn't good. That's for damn sure.
It was good enough to make the playoffs. And they've been in the playoffs how many years?
Yeah, but with a different Steinbrenner.
I just answered the question.
Steinbrenner, things.
Yeah,
I think things would be very different.
I agree.
Because the standard was championship.
Mm-hmm. You can't say that now. Yeah. Not with Hal running the ship, and we've known that for a minute now. We've known that for a minute.
Okay, all right. So you asked the question. The question was: Is Boone's on the hot seat? I said, if he keeps making the playoffs, how can he be on the hot seat?
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Okay,
if you look back at the Yankees lore, please don't bring up managers.
No. I'm just answering the question because he keeps winning. He hasn't won the big one, but they keep constantly making it to the playoffs. So to ask the question, is he on the hot seat? It all depends on the day.
Well, I mean,
so the, I'm sorry, the standard in the Bronx now is the playoffs.
Right.
Yes.
See, look what you just answered. Yeah. Okay. See how you just answered? Yes. That too bad. A lot of Yankee fans don't realize that. Okay, because again, the Yankees are a hand over fist making money organization. Make no mistake about it. They got their own network. I'm telling you, the merchandising is crazy. They're making money. You understand? Yes. You mean to tell me that you can't take some of these resources and plug some holes and give your team a real true chance of bringing home championship number 28? Come on now. Come on.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
But as a lot of people say, nobody really likes playing in New York like that. If you ask these people from small towns, they don't like playing in these big cities.
But there are some that can. There are some that can. Look at Juan Soto.
I'm just answering the question. A lot of people don't like playing in the city, in a big city, a big market. They don't like
it. They liked it when they were winning.
Right.
Oh well.
Right. Well, and I mean honestly, if they're
how many games above 500 are they?
A few.
Yeah. What is it about 17 or so?
I don't even think it's that high, to be honest.
Okay.
But yeah.
So this is the part of the Yankee season where guys get hurt and they do what they do, and then they come out of it for some odd reason.
Well, I'm gonna tell you honestly, two guys that I blame right now. I like the guy. To me, he was always a pure hitter. I don't know what the hell's going on. Maybe it's an injury going on. Was DJ LeMahieu?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. And again, he deserves to be on the field. I understand that because he's earned that right because of his production, especially with the Yankees or whatnot. He's been that type of dude. But at some point, if his struggles continue, you got to pull the plug. He's 35 years old. Another guy, Gleyber Torres, contract year. What are we seeing from this guy? We're not seeing anything. And add to the fact, you're not being exactly a stud in the infield, playing second base. You know what I'm saying? So those two guys right there are the problem offensively. And maybe Severino was right. Tongue in cheek, whatever the case may be. You only got two good hitters on that squad. And is it looking like that? Is it actually looking like that? I have to say it.
Okay, we gotta listen to the source, man. Stop it.
No, I'm not gonna stop it. He said it, and you gotta be like, oh, gotta open your eyes to it.
Severino salty because the Yankees got rid of his ass.
Yeah, but that may be very true, Reg. But doesn't have a point.
Just saying.
Outside of who was he referring to? Soto and Judge?
Yeah.
So outside of that, who else is hitting?
I mean, you might if he was out there. The body of Adonis, Mr. John Carlo Stanton. Yeah, he was having a pretty decent year.
Yeah, been since he came to New York. That's if he was out there.
Right.
When
availability.
Availability. Is the best asset.
Right.
And ever since he went from a Mike to Giancarlo. it just seems like he was this can't miss stud when he was
Right.
in Miami.
Yep.
And then the injury bug hit. And then the thing that happens when you have injuries every year, the other thing that happens is you have a birthday every year. You know, and so as we all can attest to, that things that you bounce back from in your 20s, you know, your 30s, they start to slow down a little bit. And you know, so I don't know. I hate to see it. Listen, it's fun to have rivalries and things like that, but I like to see teams at their best, you know, and I don't, you know, injuries are part of the game. Obviously, the Mets had their share last year, you know, starting with Diaz, but I don't take pleasure out of my opponent being injured. You know, it's a part of the game, but I'd like you guys out there head to head, full strength, and you know, I feel bad that because nobody wants him to play more than he does. Sure, he wants to be out there contributing, especially when they could use his bat.
Yeah, you know what? The thing about Stanton, what I felt bad was the fact that because when he was in the National League with the Marlins and he was out there in the outfield.
Yeah,
I think that's like lacking from him because you're not part of the play. You're just going up there to swing the bat. So that to me, it takes away a little bit of the game for him.
Yeah,
which could attribute to your injuries.
Well, that's true, and then you got to stay warm. You got to stay loose.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was the disservice, and you know all that time I think of the Yankees going out there. What's that guy? What was that guy? Aaron Hicks.
Oh.
Who I hated from day one. I never liked that dude. I was like, yo, get that guy out of here, trade him or whatever, put him on the bench, and put Stanton out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe he would have been more involved, like you said, more warmed up, so to speak, because he's in and out the game, he's playing the field. And perhaps that could have curtailed some of his injuries.
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting point. And you know, when the DH first came, you know, in the 70s, and it was of course just in the AL, it was really for guys who were more bat, less, you know, field, glove guys, and then also it helped guys when they were older.
Yes,
you know, the quintessential DH, you know, of our time, you know, Edgar Martinez.
I was just thinking about him.
You couldn't. He's no longer a viable option in the field, but that bat is still
right.
Have some pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Like the Mets with JD Martinez. You know, these guys are they're going to hit no matter
exactly.
But that's really what the DH I think was designed for. You know, but you may be onto something with that. You know, if he was out there on the field, more flow of the game,
exactly.
You know, you stay loose.
Yeah, that's the problem. So, well, like I said, the Mets right now, like I said, they're rolling on. They're doing their thing. Kudos to them because they've been the butt of many jokes for many years, and will be. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
You know what? Yeah, no, I think Reg is right. I think they will always be because we share the city with.
Yeah.
We're never gonna win enough to.
This is true.
Yeah, it was always 86, man. It's always 86.
It was always 86. They were a hell of a team back then.
Right.
So the Met fan, you know, we are very comfortable with the fact that we're not going to be the Yankees here in New York.
Right.
Over the course of you know history, baseball history in New York. But we'll take, you know, the couple of championships as they come. And we're not trying to be the Yankees. Now, what's disturbing to me is that you know, the Yankee bar as of tonight has been set now to now you sounding like Met fans making the playoffs. That's a win. You don't want to be there.
No,
you don't want to be there.
Hey, listen.
Mark with 27. You know.
Yeah. I mean, they're still way ahead of a lot of other teams.
Of course.
That's true. I'm just messing with you, but but if you had just turned on the show, like
right,
might have done, and they heard Reg talking, so he's got to be talking about the Mets.
Facts. And by the way, I like that background, brother. I like that background. That's what's up. I meant to say earlier.
Yes.
You know? Yeah, it's hot. It's hot. You know?
I'll send it to you.
Please. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah. All right. Let's do some moving on to Dave. Do you like the Jets? I think you're a Jet fan as well.
I am a Jet fan. Before we go into somebody said yeah, I heard that. Somebody shared a video. It was Aaron Rodgers highlight montage from and I stopped watching after the part where he ran out on the field with the flag.
Right.
I know where this is going. There's no need to watch any further.
Yeah, there's no positivity. Yeah, is it?
I mean, I could spend my 30 seconds doing something.
I hear you. Well, I took a look at the schedule, man, and
I haven't even looked at it yet.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell you right now. My prediction, honestly, I think 6-11. I hate to say it. Yeah.
That is with a Rodgers playing the full season.
Yeah. If he plays the full season,
that tougher schedule, huh?
Well, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. If I could find the damn thing, hold on a second.
Well, they play Buffalo twice, right?
Of course, because they're in yeah.
So that's part of the 6, right?
Right. I'm trying. Exactly. I'm trying to get this thing. Hold on for a second. Okay, so here we go. Guess who they open up against? First of all,
San Francisco.
There you go. Yeah, at San Francisco.
Oh wow.
Okay, so yeah, that way to go.
Win. That's a win.
Only in the upset. I think that only in the upset. Then that's a possible win.
Yeah, I don't know about them going.
I don't see it. I'm sorry, I don't see it. If they do, I'll be happy for them. But
I didn't say it was a win for the Jets.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Right.
Then after the next week, they got Tennessee at Tennessee.
Wow.
First 2 on the road. Okay. Yeah, the first 2 on the road. Right. Here's a win. Here's a win coming up. Should be a couple wins. They got New England, and then they got Denver.
Wow, how times have changed. Those wins.
Yeah. Then you got Denver. After that, you got Minnesota. I don't know. To me, Minnesota, even with Kirk Cousins gone, and this guy, who's that guy? What's that damn quarterback? McCarthy, I think. JJ McCarthy.
Oh.
Okay.
You're right. Is a starting quarterback for Minnesota.
McCarthy, even where was he from? That's not the
Michigan.
Michigan kid. Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. That could be a toss-up right there to me. Then they come home, play Buffalo. Okay.
What's their first home game?
Their first home game is against Denver.
So they play the first 3 on the road?
The first 2. Oh, no, excuse me. I'm sorry. The first 2 on the road, and then they got New England.
New England at home. Okay.
Yeah, New England's the 3rd game of the year. Right. My bad.
Got it.
Okay. Then they got Denver, Minnesota, Buffalo. Then they go out to Pittsburgh, play the Steelers. That could be considered a win, perhaps. Then they go from Pittsburgh to New England. That should be a win. Then they come home and get blasted by Houston, the Texans.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. And then the next week they go out to Arizona. They come back to play Indianapolis. The 12th week is when they have a bye week. Then at home they play the Seattle Seahawks. Now, mind you, they haven't even played Miami yet.
Right.
You're waiting to hear Miami, but no.
Wow.
No.
We're in week 13.
Yeah, week 14 is when we go to Miami.
Wow.
Okay. Then they stay on the road. They face Jacksonville Jaguars. They come back home. Is that the Chargers they face? I believe it's the Chargers or the Rams. It's one of those 2. It says Los Angeles. I'm trying to figure that out. Then they go back to Buffalo. and then they play Miami at home.
Wow.
I got yeah.
And hopefully they're not like trying to get a playoff spot that last week and they got to play Miami.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
So that LA game is against the Rams. Of course, it seems like they play in the NFC West this.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, because like we said earlier, they're gonna play Denver.
Yeah,
at home. So yeah, I see the Bishop is trying to get on something wrong with his device. Well, so I don't know. He's trying to get in. He's having those back 6'11" problems.
So at the bye week, the Jets record will be what?
I think personally, after 17 weeks, I went over the schedule. I looked.
I said the bye week.
The bye week.
Oh, the bye week.
12.
No, actually, it's week 12. No, it's the bye week is week 12 for them.
Okay, so what's going to be their record by then?
Ooh, that's a good question. Because I had said overall 6-11.
Right. You think they got 4 wins by then?
Huh?
You think they got 4 wins by then?
Hell no.
It's tough, man. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very tough for them. Let me see. Can I bring the Bishop? Yeah, I think I can bring him. Sir Bishop, welcome to Untitled. Your mic is live.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, man?
Hey, what's good, big dog?
It's been a very civil show so far.
So, well, that's about to end.
I think R has his restraining order.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's all good. All good.
Whoa. We all know who likes to stir the pot and like
me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You already know.
He's just being a good host.
That's it. I'm trying to engage. Just trying to engage, brother.
He has been good so far.
Trying to break up the band.
Nah, never me. I don't know who you're talking about. That is not my intent.
This you came in here and said, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
Sir, how are you feeling, by the way? Let's start with that.
I'm feeling unified.
Okay.
And I'm feeling collaborative.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
All right. Broke out the thesaurus tonight. All right, that's what's up, dog. Okay, I hear you. Nothing wrong with that.
He's immaculate tonight.
Exactly. So I don't know if you heard, we was talking about the Jets record, our look at the schedule, predictions and whatnot. I know you're a Giant fan. I know you don't like you don't like anything green like that in the football. No.
Yeah.
So
I don't even. The Jets are cursed.
You know what? You have a point, because I was just not to be funny.
Yeah. But
earlier today I was watching TV and I saw an ad with Joe Namath about some hearing aid.
Oh, yeah.
And this is bad. I'm like, when is this guy gonna pass away? Because no.
And there we go. We did not disappoint.
No,
it only took him 34 minutes.
No, but and the reason I say this
stop.
Is because, huh? What?
So, Bishop, bring out the disclaimer.
So, have we not learned?
Yeah, exactly.
Have we not learned?
Exactly.
Have we not learned?
Listen, I'm telling you. Ever since that guy predicted that Super Bowl championship, I'm telling you, he made a deal with Satan. I'm gonna tell you that straight. I will never stop believing that. That's exactly what he did, and this is why throughout the years, the Jets and specifically Jet fans have had their heart broken time and time again. Last year, that should be a prime example. One of the best QBs in the NFL. 3-4 plays into it, hurt. Think
about how it felt to be both a Met fan and a Jet fan.
Oh yeah.
And we're looking at how season started.
Right.
I mean, we had the freak injury with Diaz in the damn World Baseball Classic.
Exactly.
And then we have Aaron Rodgers.
Come on, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To it.
So Joe Namath needs to expire. That's right. I put it out there. Screw you, Joe. I don't care. No. Whoa. That's it.
Whoa. Dave.
Yeah.
Have we not learned?
Have we learned nothing here in the past couple of weeks?
Oh, Jesus.
Jeez.
I'm just saying.
All right. So moving right along.
So that's it. We're done with the Jets. I guess we're done with the Jets. It's all good.
We're done.
Yeah, well, I mean, I get on, and then all of a sudden the unhinged portion starts.
Yeah.
No. You just happen to tune in, and hey, first of all, Joe Namath was brought up. I mean, I'm just saying.
Wait, you brought it up.
You brought it up. Unless there was somebody else on the call, that brother, right? Somebody else, like an anonymous caller.
Yeah, right. I don't see anything in the chat.
Okay. It's my fault.
We went from untitled to unsettled.
Right.
I'm a little bit unsettled.
But one last thing about Joe Namath and the Jet fans. One last thing, I promise. This is it.
Yeah.
Like I said before, hold on. Jet fans need to just like donate money or take money in and just get yourself that guy. Get yourself that guy from Sicily and let him handle his business. That's it.
Wow.
That's it.
What are you talking about?
So now you're alluding to the fact that Sicilians are murder for hire.
There's a whole lot.
Wow.
Hey, man.
I think the disclaimer needs to be read.
Hey, man. I didn't make this up. This didn't come from left field. I mean, come on.
I'm surprised that you didn't bring up a homegrown freelancer or something like that.
Oh my Lord, have mercy! What is going on?
I mean,
just saying.
I'm half expecting that to come out of your mouth.
Someone who's isolated.
Yeah,
and likes to climb air conditioners.
That's right.
You know what?
Right outside.
Okay. All right.
I've seen this play out before. I think I've seen this. I think it was called Gone Girl.
Oh.
You know what? Let me move on. Let's get to some NBA talk and whatnot.
Right.
Now. Okay. Now, why did you just say I didn't even announce the subject. Why did you do that?
Okay. I just learned how to say his name. So I don't know. I'll let somebody else start. I'm just
Hey, get it! Come on, get it off!
Get it off your chest! Get it off your chest!
I don't know. It matched the hype. First, I'm a little hard on the hype aspect of it.
Okay.
You know, he's still French,
and
I don't know. He's long. You know, he's tall. He's but
right.
I don't know. I haven't seen enough of him.
Okay.
Maybe that's what it is.
Okay.
Match the hype. I mean, at that size, he should be doing what he's doing.
I say the same thing for sure. You're 7'4". Some people believe he's close to 7'5".
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
You know, he should be, right?
I felt like that from the beginning. I'm like, yo, dude. I mean, you should be blocking. You literally should be leading the lead in blocks. I'm sorry.
Because how many games did the Spurs win?
Not a lot. That's for damn sure.
Not a lot. What? Maybe 20-something games. Maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
I'm not putting that on him, but I'm just saying that I don't know that. You know, I just don't know yet. And
okay.
I haven't seen enough of him.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I tell you. Oh, go ahead, Reg.
Okay, so now we're going to start with the French part of it, right? He has Frederick Weiss beat by a long shot.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
I'm a little.
So now, I mean, the hype, whatever you want to call hype, I think he's coming along just the way he should come along.
Right.
No, he's not overbearing. He doesn't have TV time like a whole lot of. Should I say it? No, I'm not even going to put her name out there. We ain't going to do that to her. But
okay.
But he's coming along nicely. Let's just leave it at that. Let's just enjoy what it is. Let's, as they say, trust the process or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Let him grow. Let's talk about him in 4 or 5 years.
Okay. Fair.
I mean, we gave RJ Barrett how many years?
Oh God.
Oh damn! Did I say that?
Yes, you did. Ugh. I don't know where the hell that came from, but okay.
We need a swear jar up in here.
Word, exactly. Forget that guy. You know what? I'll just say this real quick. And I'll get back to it as well. Yo, I'm on record. I didn't like this guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if it was a French factor. I don't know if it was a hype factor. I don't know if it was the hype factor as well. You understand? They're putting this guy as possibly one of the faces of the NBA. After you had Curry, after you had LeBron, you know what I'm saying? This is a new NBA. Young guys are coming up to rise and whatnot. And obviously, this was one of their guys that they were going to put out in the forefront, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I was never really a big fan. I didn't really watch Spurs games like that. Perhaps there was a little bias there on my behalf.
Did anybody watch Spurs games like that?
I mean,
I mean, the Spurs wasn't really on national
TV. Got no
choice.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
They wasn't really on national TV like that.
Not like that, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but if I take a step back from my bias or whatnot, I think he's in a good position right now. You got one of the best coaches in Greg Popovich there. You understand? I think that's strong. And that whole coaching, he's in the right spot. He's in the right spot. And he does make plays. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in his rookie season, I think they have put up some type of stat or whatever, matching him, compare him with, like, I'd say Jordan or other greats that have been in the league in their first season, their rookie season, and the numbers are comparable. Now, of course, I hope he doesn't suffer like a Greg Oden type of injury as a big man.
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't happen. I'm not wishing that on him. But at the same time, I'm looking at the stats and I'm like, yo, this is his first year. And his first 10 games wasn't, from what I was reading, he didn't really set the world on fire like that, but he grew into the game as the season wore on. You know what I'm saying?
How old is he?
20.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So again, the game might, I had said this about D'Angelo Russell at one point. The game came to him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's in that process. So, I mean, greatest of all time, I like to pump the brakes on that. It's way too early for that kind of comparison. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I think if he keeps progressing as the way he's been doing for his first year, he could be an impressive creature.
Yeah. You said creature?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Hopefully, I think he will be what Ralph Sampson was supposed to be.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I think Ralph Sampson had suffered from migraine headaches or something like that, so that kind of cut his career short, I believe.
Migraine headaches.
Yeah, wow. You suffer from it. You suffer from them real bad.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's All
right. Okay.
Yeah. So we remember. We are old enough to remember Ralph Sampson coming into the league and the Twin Towers and stuff of that nature. So he wasn't a slouch.
No, he
wasn't a slouch. So they got to the finals and Bird killed them, but that goes without saying.
Right.
Yeah. So he has a very good upside. Okay. But like I said, let's give him 4 years before we even get into that hype conversation. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's fair.
Okay. Sir Bishop been quiet on the line in regards to
I think he was overhyped from the beginning. His comparisons to LeBron.
Right.
Like, I don't know about that. There's a lot of ground that he needs to make up in order to be compared to LeBron. So when LeBron came into the league, it was immediate that this dude was that guy. It was immediate. He was in a conference that was kind of, I mean, it wasn't uber tough, but he basically set himself apart and leading what little team that he did have to like conference finals, the NBA finals. Like, it was clear that he's that guy.
Right.
The media is too quick to ordain and to label, like, oh, this guy is better than, he's projected to be better than this person. He's projected to be better than that person. It's like, you gotta let it play itself out before you start putting this kind of pressure and this kind of titles on this kid.
Yeah.
First of all, he's not built to last in this.
Yeah.
He's not built to last in the league. Like, these guys, those guys, the long, lanky guys like that, especially ones that are really mobile and active, stay injured.
Yeah.
Stay injured. And it's like, we've seen 7-something guys that are mobile that we saw that with Porzingis.
Yeah.
Porzingis came into the league. It was the hype and so forth and so on, and then injuries. Knees, ankles, this, that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's in Wemby is tougher, blah blah blah. Okay, let me see.
That remains to be seen.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I do kind of cringe every time he hits the floor.
You're right. Yeah, with good reason, because we've seen this before.
I do kind of cringe. He's 7'4". He has a long way to go before he actually makes contact with the floor.
And then they're playing his first season. The team has zero expectation.
Yeah, well, they don't have any players like that.
So it's like, all right, well, he can play, he can get the numbers or whatever, but it's on the team that they still only had, I think, like 20 wins or something like that. They didn't have 30 wins.
No.
So it's like, with all of that said, they still were bottom feeders. They still were bottom feeders, and they can say, okay, well, wait until he gets, acclimated, blah, blah, blah. The NBA is full of talented guys.
Yeah.
It's full of talented guys. He's not the one that's going to, move the needle. Like, guys are not going to be able to stop him, yada, yada, yada. Nah. It's like, to me, he showed glimpses of, hey, this guy could be really good. But it's it's still too early. Still way too early. Still way too early to be making these comparisons.
Right.
And it's like, LeBron is the benchmark for, hey, this guy came in with this hype. He lived up to this hype. And he was that guy.
Right.
And he still had a tough way to go. He was built for it. I don't see this dude. It's like this draft, they just went like French fry crazy.
Yeah.
Based off, hey, well, if Wemby's going to do this, then we can find the next Wemby. He hasn't even shown anything like that. And then you go in and, loading up on French fries. And it's like, yeah, some of these guys are going to be huge disappointments.
Yeah.
Well, let's see, because I've heard reports that he gained like 10 pounds of muscle, which is needed. I think he needs to still gain a little bit more than that. In his first 10 games as a rookie, he averaged not bad, almost 20 points, almost 9 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and 2.5 blocks per game.
Okay,
solid. Is that solid or not?
And what was their record in the first inning?
I have to go back. I'm pretty sure it wasn't that great. How about that? You know? But again, I do agree, to a point that while I was saying I'm trying to give him his props or whatnot a little bit, because again, you're in the right situation with that coach Popovich. You understand? And you did put up some good numbers. Like Bishop said, on that team, nobody's really, there's no expectations, lofty expectations or whatever. You're just playing out the string. And of course you're gonna get your numbers. Nobody really cares because you don't have anybody else to kind of carry that load, so to speak. So yeah, you're gonna get your numbers. Yeah, you're 7-4. You do the putbacks, you can hit your little threes if you're a 3-point shooter like that. You're gonna get those points. So I don't know.
Yeah, you're playing on a garbage team.
Right.
Nobody's really focused on, like, if you get your numbers, that's fine.
Right.
Even if you have like 30 points, 20 rebounds, 10 block shots, you guys are still losing.
Right.
And the games that you did win, it's like those were so far and few in between. It's just like everybody focused on, like, was it Detroit that had all of those losses?
Yeah.
The Spurs were pretty close to the not had the losing record as well. They were losing games as well, but they only focused on Detroit because Detroit was, monumentally bad. So there was no focus, on the fact that, hey, is this guy really that?
Is he really that dude like that?
Is he really that guy? Because if he was, they'd be winning these games. They'd be winning a lot more games.
Well, they were. I'm just looking it up. So the first 10 games they were 3-7, and the first 21 games they were 3-18.
Right. So it's not like they were trailblazing.
Yeah.
And again, in those 21 games, you were playing bottom feeder teams too.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is true.
You were playing bottom feed. You weren't playing the top.
The top elite, exactly. You were playing, just like you said, you're playing bottom feeders as well. True fact.
Well, just imagine. Okay, now you have some expectations in this upcoming season, and teams will put your name on the top of the whiteboard now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. When did they? I'm trying to think. Since they did so poorly, they should have another high draft pick, if I'm not mistaken.
They drafted a guard. So they got a bunch of guards, point guards, I think, like 2 of them. But it's like, okay, well, it remains to be seen whether or not he can handle being the focus of the attention.
Right.
Because a lot of times it's like they were like, okay, well, they're not giving him the ball, they're looking him off, blah blah blah. Does he want to be that guy?
That's a good question.
That's definitely the other part of it.
Yeah, that's a good question. Exactly. Okay.
It's always easy to blame the guard, but it's like, okay, well, is he showing that he wants to be numero uno night after night?
Right.
And it's like, I'm looking at the history of the league, and it's like, which French player do we know that has been that guy in the NBA? The closest that I have is Tony Parker, and he played with.
That's about it.
He played with Tim Duncan and David Robinson.
Right.
So he was a sidekick.
He was right. So he could be that guy. That guy was having to be that guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't the guy. He was
right.
So I'm very apprehensive, and again, I always take a look back, and it's like, when they start coronating people before they even step on the court, it's like, I don't know.
Okay. Well said, gentlemen. Well said. Let's move on to this guy. I gotta tell you, I think Bishop, you and I might share the same thought on this. I could be incorrect, but let me just say, is he really that guy to take this team to the next level?
Negative.
I gotta put it out there. For some reason, I don't think so.
I don't think he is, but at this point, how could you not do that.
Okay.
I'm just thinking with all of the moves that were made and the fact that players actually want to come to the Knicks now because there is a culture that's being established. Now that may be the Villanova Wildcat culture that more than Thibedeau, but it is a destination that players are looking at and wanting to be here. So I don't know that I think it might send the wrong message if they did otherwise.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards agreeing with you that I don't know that he is that guy. He may be the guy to get them to a certain point, and then someone comes in and finishes the job, a la Mark Jackson and Steve Kerr,
Right.
And some of the others, that have done that in other sports too. What was it, the Buck Showalter effect, where
Yes.
So it may be, but I just think that the messaging that it would send would kind of be a counterproductive to the joy and excitement around the Knicks this past month. That's just my take.
It was a safe extension. It's 3 years.
Yes,
it was safe.
Yeah.
So what that means is, he's flying high off of last season. If he follows the same course of action that his whole career has been on, then it's a disappointment this season. Then by next season, if there's been no progression, then even if you got rid of him, it's only 1 year that you have to pay him out.
Right.
Or if he fails monumentally in this next season, if the let off is so great, then it's kind of like, all right, well, we know this is not our guy, and it's not like you breaking the bank like Detroit.
Yeah.
And you ain't gotta be paying this dude for the next 4 seasons or whatever.
Right.
I gotta tell you, everybody will say, yeah, Tibbs did the turnaround and blah 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 blah. And I gotta look at his track record.
Yeah.
Hey, everywhere he's gone, he's been like spoiled milk. Great when you need milk.
Right.
But once there's an expiration date, you got to get rid of them because there's no. To me, it's like you can't get to certain points and continuously do the same things, and people don't start talking about it.
Right.
It's like people don't start talking about it. It's like I've been an outspoken critic of Tibbs because it's like, dude, like you can't stab yourself in the gut and then say, hey, I can't play because I'm injured.
Yeah, that what bothered me this past season in the playoffs, whatnot, when your rotation, you refused to put in a guy that was putting in buckets at the time, and I'm referring to Alec Burke.
Yeah, so some of those guys, even if they weren't consistent, because people argue, hey, they weren't consistent.
Okay.
I don't necessarily care about, hey, well, this person scoring, this person. Hey, you need to spell the starters. So even if it's 3 to 5 minute stint,
right.
Even if it's a 3 to 5 minute stint per quarter, you got 4 quarters. That's 12 to 20 minutes that they're not on the court.
Right.
And you're just looking for them to stem the tide. If we got the lead, don't lose the lead.
Don't lose it. Right.
If we're in the pocket, stay in the pocket. That's it. Just bide some time so that and it's like, I don't agree with guys playing 48 minutes or 54 minutes if it's an overtime or whatever it is. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with wanting guys in the ground when the stakes are even higher. And it's like, okay, so you build that in over the regular season, and people say, well, we won 50 games. That's fine. But how did that serve us when we got to the playoffs?
Yeah. Right.
How did that actually serve us when we got to the playoffs? Could we have won those 50 games without wearing the rubber out of the starters?
Yeah. I mean, to me, it seems like a case of what's that thing? What is that saying? You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just stubborn, and
Yeah.
it's like his way is got to be the right way, and it's like, dude, like that's not really how. It's not really how you're gonna win championships, and it's like you've been in the league long enough, and you've had enough history on your resume to show that doesn't work.
Right.
You Chicago, like you changed the course of people's careers.
Mm.
Chicago. Changed the course of people's careers because these guys started breaking down and they never were the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler for all
Minnesota.
Jimmy Butler for all of his how good he is or whatever, he's chronically injured.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose, chronically injured.
Yep.
Joakim Noah, he came here chronically injured. The only one who escaped, was Taj Gibson. But Taj Gibson wasn't really like a premier player.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta take into account, and it's like
Taj was also 50 years old, so
right.
So I mean, I commend him for the work that he's done thus far. But I feel like last year I know we weren't going to win the title, but I was disappointed that he got out-coached by a recycled burnout.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no way that Indiana should have beat us.
Nah, I agree with that fully.
So
yeah,
I'm not saying that we would have beat the Celtics because probably not.
Right.
But it feels like there should have been some more. There should have been some more to the season. It was disappointing.
Well, that's the thing. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because getting past Indiana, then the season we look at it as a win. Because the Celtics were next level, and probably don't beat them. But the fact that it cut short, against Indiana, that put a damper on what had been excitement.
It's like when you go to get a paper towel and the whole roll is wet.
Right.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
To me, that's what it felt like.
Right.
What am I going to do with this? And everybody was like, "Well, look at it. The glass is half empty."
Right.
Nah.
I would like to believe, and this is just me. Some people say injuries didn't matter, whatever, but I know that they did.
Of course.
If the Knicks weren't injured the way they were injured, I'm not scared of Boston.
You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. I believe that fully because
I actually believe if they weren't injured, I strongly believe that this was their chance to win the championship. That's what I believe.
Okay.
If they would have got to Boston and fought it out and lost, I would have been okay with the result.
Right. That's what I think would happen.
Fought it out. Because Indiana gave no resistance.
No. Not a little bit.
No resistance, and it's just like, which goes to show that they were running on fumes when they were playing against us. Which is like, okay, you didn't recognize that. You didn't recognize that Halliburton wasn't himself, and then you go at him every single time. You didn't recognize that the big is going to be shooting threes, and you had to have somebody out there that could rotate out, like a Precious Achua, because their big Turner was not posting up.
Right,
he wasn't posting up, so. He was just shooting jumpers in mid-range.
That's what he does. Yeah,
exactly.
So, you know that.
So you need somebody who can move their feet and get out there and contest or defend off the dribble. And it's 6 fouls. It doesn't hurt us because we're not counting on him to score a whole bunch of points. We just need him to stop this guy from scoring.
Right.
Which we didn't get. You know what I think too. To your point, Bishop. Also, you're looking at last year. The difference between winning or losing against Indiana is that had we beaten Indiana and lost to Boston, then the bar would be, can we take that next step to get past Boston?
Right.
Now, with all that we've done, still there are going to be people that are looking at this Knicks team of this upcoming season and saying, well, can they get past the second round? Had we done that last year, then that's no longer the argument. Not saying that it's a given that you get past, but they would have already shown you that and made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. When a team does that, then you're looking at that team as a legitimate contender to that. But if they haven't gotten out of the second round, each time they go into the playoffs, then that is going to be that wall that they're going to have to get over before people really legitimately look at them as a contender for the Eastern Conference crown. And fair or unfair, because this year's team is going to be much different than last year's team. But the measuring stick, could have eliminated that hurdle last year, beaten an Indiana team that we should have beaten. And I agree, full strength. I don't think it's a question that we beat Indiana, but still, for people that are looking at it, the prognosticators looking at it are going to say, well, you got to get past that hurdle first. No one really goes into the playoffs and saying, well, this team is a worst to first type of thing. You got to. There are levels to this. When Georgia played, there were levels. He had to get over hurdles. With everybody, there are those hurdles, and I think that we could have jumped that hurdle last year. So now this year, that's going to be one of the questions.
I think honestly, what you just said is just valid, but like we're on this line right now and we're talking about the situation, whatnot. As we're talking about it, these so-called experts should realize the same thing. So for them to put out a narrative like that, oh, well, they couldn't get past the second round, when clearly you see all the hurdles that were in front of them, i.e. injuries,
right?
/ coaching decisions. You know what I'm saying? They should
self-inflicted though, because when Brunson hurt himself, he had turned the ball over like 3 or 4 times in a row. He was tired. You could clearly see that he was running on fumes.
Right.
And then he goes to try to block the shot, and he hits the guy's knee with his hand. He hits the guy's knee, he hits Halliburton's knee with his hand, and then he breaks his hand.
Right.
And then he still tried to give it a go, and it's like with a broken hand.
Right.
It's like, again, do we actually have to get to that point? It's like Halliburton was running on fumes. You got Deuce there. He's shown you something. He's shown you something. Give this kid some playing time. Give Brunson a break.
Right.
You got Josh Hart, who gets an abdominal strain.
Yeah.
Abdominal strain is from overexertion.
Right.
Right.
You don't just get, like, how many abdominal strains do you hear, injuries do you hear about?
Not too many. Not too many. Not too many, Bishop.
Just the wear and tear. And it's like, well, he had to play these guys all of these games in order to win 50 games. And then I'd have to go back and say, did you really? Did you really have to play them 48 minutes a game in order for them to win those games? There were some games where it was like, you could clearly like spell these guys and still, that's why I was, it's kind of like you got to be what I would call like, your coaching has to be adaptable to the environment. You got to be able to adapt and adjust kind of like on the fly. And it's like, I feel like he's shown his whole career that he's not able to do that.
No.
And that's part of the problem.
It's a big problem. Exactly.
And Rodney, I just wanted to say that the other, to your point about the experts and knowing that some of those hurdles were injuries and so forth. But we do that with players all the time. We'll say, can they stay healthy? We'll look at what the predictions for a team during the season. We will factor in the fact that if you got players who are injury prone, we'll say, well, this team can go so far if X player stays healthy. And so that's something that I think that the experts do all the time. I mean, they are supposed to be informed in their opinions, but ultimately it's all opinion because seasons play out the way seasons play out,
Right.
and you know, if we can predict everything, you know, somebody would make a whole lot of money, you know, betting, but things happen and there are unknowns that are in there. So I think that I agree with you about the experts should see that this was a Knicks team that A was beat up at that point physically, and B we've got a different Knicks team this year. My whole thing is that I would like to see what that Knicks team looks like with Randall.
Right.
Fully healthy Randall, I think that is a very difficult. Who you guarding? I think that's a very difficult team,
Right.
and that mindset. But you know, it again, you can't overextend players either.
Well, with this roster, he's gonna be forced to play.
You
Be forced to play.
got that right.
He's gonna be forced to play guys because you've got guys that can foot the bill. Got that starting five. And okay, well, DiVincenzo and Hart going to be coming off the bench.
Right.
That's two guys that you got to play.
You have a starting pit.
Deuce has got to play. He's proven that he's durable and he can foot the bill. So now that's 8 in the rotation. Now you got. I don't understand what the apprehension is with giving the kid Sims. I don't understand what the apprehension is.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird dynamic, you know?
It is.
Only thing you got to do is get rebounds, block some shots, and stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, what it is we don't know what he's doing in practice. You understand what I'm saying?
No,
well, you see him on the court. You see him on the court in games, and it's like this dude is jumping out of the gym. Like, put him in a pick and roll. And I think what's happening is so much focus is on footwork, Brunson's footwork, and this and that, and individual this and individual that gets lost. It gets lost because to me, it's like there's no reason why you can't run a pick and roll and throw a lob to this guy that only he's getting at least 3 to 5 times a game. That's not a big deal. That's 10 points maybe if he gets fouled, goes to the free throw line. 10 points, 10 rebounds. That's all we need. Some positive numbers from him. Then you get you know, I know you guys weren't high on Precious Achiuwa, but for what he brings to the table, he ain't gonna be that expensive. And you can rock with that and see where we get with Mitch, Sims, and Achiuwa. See where we get. Like, you don't have to go out because if you go out and get a high quality big, what that means is he's going to have to get the ball. He's not just going to come out and do the things that Hartenstein was doing. And we're not even playing the same way that we were playing when Hartenstein was on the court. So to me, it's like his skill set wasn't going to be as useful this coming season as it was last year.
That's true.
Because last year we were playing kind of like Brunson, you get 25 to 30 shots a game. And everybody else, we just, figure it out hard. You get your shots. DiVincenzo, you get your shots. But the mainstay is going to be a heavy diet of Brunson shooting. So we need rebounding. We need somebody who can rebound, who's a rebounding machine. And even he got worn out at the end. Because whether you realize it or not, the season, the series changed that game 3. The game 3, when that was it the rookie or the second-year player hit that three-pointer?
Was it Nembhard?
Nembhard hit that three-pointer. That changed the course of the season, of the series. That changed the whole course of the series because if the Knicks had won that game, then that would have been 3-0.
3-0. Yeah.
And then they came back and won the next game and came back and won. And it's like that game changed the course. And the reason why we lost that game is because guys were fatigued.
Yep.
One thing that Hartenstein was good at, he was too tired to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they got like 4 or 5 opportunities at that last shot.
Right. Yeah. Well, that whole fatigue factor, that goes back to the coaching. Goes back to the coaching.
Absolutely. And you guys who played, know that if you're tired, you can't lift.
No.
And
absolutely,
jumpers don't fall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, like I said, I just like Bishop had said earlier, if you don't see the improvement, off the bottom falls out, in the second year of a 3-year, that's it. You're bye. Pay that third year and get somebody that is able to adjust.
Yeah.
And make those moves that this guy couldn't make.
Yeah.
Which he's been making his whole career.
Some folks who it's like, yo, give him a 5-year extension, doing this, doing that.
No.
It was a safe.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, well, we'll honor your achievement, but we watching.
Yeah. And you ain't caking out.
Right.
You understand?
You got honor your achievement. Yeah.
Exactly.
But you're not going to be the guy caking out here because we don't know if this was a fluke. We don't know, because I got to tell you, I would be that you lost to, like I said, a recycle burnout. You lost to a recycle burnout.
Right.
Wasn't like his team didn't play. It wasn't like they were playing lockdown defense.
No, hell no.
And they were just running and gunning up threes.
Yep.
You lost to a team that pretty much ran like gimmick defense, and they told you that they were just going to jack up threes. They were going to move the ball, jack up threes. That's the team you lost to.
Yep. Exactly.
And it's like I got a serious problem with that, because it's like you've been in the coaching game long enough. You should have eaten this guy alive. Like,
right.
Yeah. This stuff is not. Yeah. Next season for you guys.
Right.
Next season for you guys.
Right.
We're moving on. Next season for you guys.
True that. All right, gentlemen. This is one of my last topics, or next to last one. Who knows? The NBA's new TV deal, streaming. So, 11 years at, I believe, 76 billion or 77 billion. Wow. Okay. The agreement with Walt Disney Company, NBC Universal, and Amazon Prime Video through 2035/36 season. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I'll just start off with that.
Must be nice.
As long as we don't have games on weird channels.
Yeah.
Like the WNBA, it's like what, it doesn't matter. Whether I turn to channel 7 or I turn to channel 4. Don't really care. I'll still be watching.
Okay.
Yeah, I was sad to see TNT go.
Right.
But it's like, okay, well, they don't own the perspective on what's going on in the NBA.
Right.
I hope that NBC, well, whoever the new deal is with, I hope that they bring in knowledgeable folks to dissect and talk about the game, and not just like the talking heads, because it's like, yeah, that's gonna change how people watch.
Right.
It's just like, if they make like Doris Burke and some of these other people,
I knew he was gonna bring it up.
It's like, yeah, it's not gonna be good.
Right.
It's not gonna be good, because
it'll be amazing if they bring up Doris Burke.
It's not gonna be good, because it's
right.
Like Doris Burke, UB Brown, like a few. It's like, all right, like let's there's quite a few knowledgeable folks. We should be able to find people that can give honest and knowledgeable perspectives on the game while the game is going on.
Right. One interesting nugget I was reading about this deal, how it allows for not just the NBA players. I heard something about some players eventually getting $100 million annually, which I found incredible. Not just the NBA players, but also expect a bump in the money with the WNBA players with the increased revenue.
Okay.
Now, I mean, I don't know how I feel about this. I felt a certain way about players in the WNBA and whatnot. First of all, you're not. I gotta give them credit though, because I think this season.
What were you gonna say? First of all, you're not really players. Is that what you were gonna say?
No, not even. Stop that. Stop that. No, don't do that. No, what I'm saying is, I'll give them credit. I think this has been probably their one of their most successful seasons. You know what I'm saying? Now is it due to that girl?
Yeah. Well, she's definitely a part of it, but I think there are multiple storylines that people were invested in going into the season that you didn't have in past seasons.
Right.
That's really what it is. It created scenarios that made people want to watch.
Right.
You know, and I think that's the difference because prior to this season, I couldn't really tell you too much about who the top picks were.
Exactly.
What the rivalry. No, I think I can maybe only name 4 or 5 teams.
Same.
How many are there? 8? I don't know. Every time I turn around, they seem like they're playing the same team. So how many?
Right.
But and I'm not trying to take anything away from them or anything. I'm just saying, though, I think that they benefited from a narrative that started in college. They brought that over into see on on the next episode of the WNBA. That I think that's what the draw.
Right. I don't know, man. Again, like I was saying, am I happy that this? Yeah, I'm of course referring to the WNBA. Am I happy that these athletes are going to be getting paid more money? I guess I am in a way. No, I'm being honest. I guess I am, but at the same time, for years past, it was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. It was just BS. You know what I'm saying? It was, because again, there was no men wasn't supporting. The ladies wasn't even supporting like that.
That was the key.
You understand what I'm saying? They were going on life support for years.
Yeah.
Well, that's according to who?
Well, according to me.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like they were reporting that, but to me it's kind of like, okay, well, what other money were they getting outside of the tickets and so forth and so on? And again, this is the same WNBA with the same level of talent and so forth and so on. It's not like you brought in talent that's generational that is changing the course of the WNBA. Like Diana Taurasi has been doing this. She's been doing this for quite some time, and it's like, why is Caitlin Clark new? Why is what we're seeing with Caitlin Clark new? Like Diana Taurasi was doing that for many years. So was Sue Bird.
So exactly.
Yeah, Sue Bird as well.
So it's like, okay, well, what's the other young lady? Angel Reese. Like we've seen this. The Los Angeles Aces, they're forward. Asia Wilson is like she's been doing this. So it's kind of like, okay, well, if you wanted to market the WNBA, you could have. You chose not to for some reason.
Well, that's
not to for some reason. It's not like the talent hasn't been there, because even still with these rookies, the league is being dominated by the same folks who's been dominated. Aces. they still the team to beat.
Yeah.
Right.
They're still a team to beat.
Right.
So you can hype up, the newcomers or whatever, but you still have the mainstays that are still the teams to beat.
Right.
That's true. That's true. Ronan's comment had me laughing.
What's that? Exactly. Well, gotta tell the folks what he just said.
He said, "I'm still waiting for a scenario which makes me want to watch the WNBA."
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
Well, to me, it's like, so I like watching basketball, and a lot of what they do is like fundamentally, like it's very fundamentally sound and technical. So I enjoy watching like basketball that is fundamentally sound.
Okay.
That shows you, like they run in plays, because they run a lot of plays. They run a lot of plays.
Yeah.
And in the WNBA, I mean in the NBA, it's more ad libbing. They run some plays, but more ad libbing because guys are pretty athletic, and guys are more taking advantage of the defense's weaknesses, as opposed to like running specific plays. In the NBA, you can watch the plays actually transpiring, and it's like they know what you're gonna do, but you're still able to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Asking do, can you stop it? And it's just like, that's why I like watching the WNBA.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think when it first came into existence, you had the Liberty and what was it, Houston, and all those the championships and stuff. Those were that was some fun basketball to watch.
Okay.
And
Houston Comets. Houston.
Yeah, Comets. Yeah. That I enjoyed it, and I think that was out of that era. Previously, you had the UConn run, you had the Tennessee with Jimmy Osclaw. That was fun basketball to watch, and so the novelty of the newness of the WNBA, plus you had some really good ballers, and so somewhere along the line, they lost that steam. I think part of it might have been, I think Bishop alluded to it before with his old TV contract and not being able to find it, find the game sometimes. And I don't know, the luster came off of it, and then the fact that they were crying broke, whether it was real or not. But you kind of felt like, well, this could fold at any time. So why am I getting so invested in it? But I think what happens is that a lot of people confuse the argument against the WNBA and sort of conflate it with women's basketball in general. And I think that's not the case. I don't think people are not watching the WNBA because they're not interested in watching women's basketball. Because on the college level, it's the tournament.
The tournament, right?
There's a lot of women's basketball that's watched. So I think that I think that the issue is somehow was previously is the marketing of the WNBA, and then they found something to use to catapult them back into at least getting people other than Ronan to watch it. And that was the storylines that they built up. They suddenly realized that, what? They've got players who actually have some backstories, as if Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi and the many others before didn't. But, they created that. And who doesn't like a good rivalry, even if it was manufactured?
Yeah, the thing, too, is like, I think what hurt the WNBA when it first started was you had a bunch of good players, but a lot of them looked like dudes.
Yeah.
And it was hard. It was very hard.
Yeah.
For people to say, okay, well, I'm going to bring my daughters to watch these games. These women grabbing their crotches.
That's good. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point.
And then now, so they've actually softened up.
Mm-hmm.
So now you see like women that actually look like women playing basketball.
Right.
But now they got this undercurrent of narrative on, her wife and this and that and blah blah blah. And it's like, don't really need to hear about their lives off the court, because when you watch the NBA, their commentators are not talking about, hey, LeBron James, Savannah James, and the James kids and so forth and so on. You might hear something about, hey, this guy, they're expecting another kid or whatever, but you don't hear the whole backstory, and it's not promoted that this is the situation. Focus on basketball, keep it about basketball, and stop pushing an agenda, and you should be fine. But if you're constantly pushing this narrative and shoving it down people's throats that this person has a wife, or that they're dating this person, or blah 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 blah, it's like, this is information that, as a basketball fan, I don't need to know. And
they don't want to hear it.
If I'm trying to encourage my daughter to watch it, I don't want to have to sit there and have the conversation about what this means.
Right. So again, it's like you mentioned before. It's like you're going back to a point when they were looking like men, grabbing their crotches. It's just a different level. You know what I'm saying? Different time, like now.
Yeah, well, it's like the thing where say, is this basketball player a lesbian? You say, I don't know, but her girlfriend is.
And it's like, again, when you watch NBA games, is their social or their marital status or who they're dating, is that something that is talked about while the game is going on?
The only one that I could think of is Steph Curry's wife.
Right. I was thinking about her.
Well, that's because she's vocal.
Right.
She was vocal at a certain point, but
right. But that's the only one I could think of.
She realized, okay, well, now I need to be Mrs. Curry and not be Aisha Curry.
Right.
Because Aisha Curry, nobody cares about Aisha Curry.
Right. Exactly.
And if the truth be told, like, if you were just Aisha Curry, like, nobody would care about you. But the fact that you're Steph Curry's wife, that gives you the platform.
Right.
Don't abuse it.
Right. The only time we really got any elements of that was, when somebody was dating a Kardashian. Then we would have to hear, about who they were dating in that respect.
Right, because they would be sitting courtside, and it would be about them being at the game and this and that, and then you would, and then during the season or some short time afterwards, their careers would.
Their careers were done.
What's the guy's name? Who was with the Nets? That was
Ben Simmons.
No,
no, not that guy.
No, the guy he was married to.
I know you're talking about the forward.
Yeah.
Was it Chris Humphries?
Chris Humphries.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I wonder where he is right now.
Yeah.
He's probably somewhere preaching at a storefront church in
his
hometown.
And they had to get Lamar Odom up off the floor a few times.
Right.
So something with that.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, those were, and that's because that was manufactured. Like, they made it.
Yeah.
They made it like, okay, we want to be front and center because
we're
dating this guy, so we want to be front and center. So we're going to show up at the games
with
the entourage and this and that. We're going to force them to kind of like Taylor Swift us. We're going to force them to
acknowledge us.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
But again, I will say it's not painful for me to watch. I mean, some of the teams that are really bad, it's like, I'm not going to waste my time watching that because we already know what it is.
Indeed.
We already know what it is, but this whole idea that the WNBA was losing money until Caitlin Clark came along because they're that good, and then Angel Reese and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
The same players that have been dominating the game before these two came into the WNBA are still doing it. Are still doing it.
And I think before we end it, I think the losing money narrative was a way to sort of put it on other factors other than a poorly run, and say, well, they're losing money because people aren't supporting. But people aren't going to support a product that they're not interested in, and they figured out they figured out how to market it in a way to bring viewers,
right?
And so it's like if I got a store and a restaurant, and I never have anything that's on the menu, and people are going to stop patronizing it. And then I can't say, well, I'm failing because people aren't coming to my restaurant.
Right.
No, I got nothing to offer people.
Right. There you go. Yep. So with that being said, we're going to shut it down. Thank you guys for joining me on Untitled, and we'll probably do it again next week. Thank you, David. Thank you, Brother Reggie. Bishop.
Yes, sir.
And of course, our boy Ronan, who didn't really say much, but he was there. So appreciate your support, brother, as always.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So once again, we're going to do this again. I'm going to give you why I think I should be president, but I'll save that for next week.
Oh,
Jesus. Oh my goodness.
It's not too late.
It's like, yo. He's like president of the freaking Dirty Sock Association. And you might have a strong challenger there, dude.
We're gonna get into that next week, though, for sure. You know what I'm saying? So thank you guys. Appreciate.
All right.
Many blessings. You guys stay safe. All right.
All right. Peace out.
Peace out.